Right, let's get to some of your calls. Simon's a Manchester United fan. How you doing, Simon?
Yeah, I'm good, guys. Thank you. Great show as always.
Cheers, mate.
I could probably spend the whole of the evening on talking about what I want to say, but look, let's be brief. Look, your point about the director of football, I couldn't agree more. The bloke from Brighton is somebody we should clearly be going for. Manchester United Football Club, I get to see them 10 to 15 times a year live as a member. They will be home games. When I'm not there, I watch them on telly. Everything that's wrong with this club at the moment, it isn't any better until those owners have gone. 100%. Away now from winning the league, if not further than when we had Fergie back in 1986. I can't tell you how bad we are. We rely on odd moments of genius from people like Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford, whatever. We've got no style of play. We are a million miles away from City, Liverpool and Chelsea. We're stuck in the old days. We keep talking about the United way. One thing I'd like to say is, I mean, Lou, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but they've managed great success and won lots of trophies by changing the manager and being ruthless when they think they need to. I feel sorry for Ranić. I do. I mean, what sort of a job has he got? They might as well have just kept Carrick there for 6 months. We're approaching March. That's round the corner. I think we're relying on Pochettino going out of the Cup against Real Madrid in the Champions League before we think about approaching him. It's a shambles. It's a mess. And one thing I want to say, finally, to prove that this club's all about money, and I hate what we've become. As a member, every single week, without fail, on a Friday, I get an offer of a corporate hospitality box for £150 every week. Then last week, I get £3,000 boxes being offered to me. I don't care. This is not what I go to football for, but that's the way that club is run, and that's the way that club is set up. As long as we can continue to scrape into fourth place, those Glazers don't give a hoot about
Simon,
football.
you
expect the players to be motivated.
Do you know, there's a lot of what you say there I totally agree with. I really do. I don't like owners that don't turn up. I don't like owners that... Now, look, there are very successful owners that don't turn up. There are. So that's the flip side to that. But I actually think when you immerse yourself into this world, I think you owe it to your customers, you owe it to your players, your coach, everybody at your club to be there. Maybe not morning, noon and night, you know. Whatever people say about Abramovich, when he was here, he was often at Cobham, walking around, watching what's going on, knows what's going on. Don't need to have somebody with eyes and ears about the place all the time reporting into him while he's sat on his boat. Not like that. He was often at Cobham. And I think you need that aid. I think you've got to have someone that's around the club that actually has an emotional attachment to your club. Not just, I own the thing, but I don't care what happens to it really because I live 6,000 miles away. That's to me is wrong, and I don't like that. And I'm surprised because clearly those Glazers are shrewd. Of course they're shrewd. They've made a right few quid out of it all without ever really being on the firing line. Yep. And they get it in their neck when they come over, like once a year or twice a season, something like that. And you can understand why. But someone from their side of things should have been more prepared to step up and be a bit more of a front man.
At the very least, they needed to appoint somebody like a Dan Ashworth. I think what you could say is, and I totally understand why United fans really dislike the Glazers about how they took over, what they've done to the football club, basically putting it into debt. I get all of that totally. And then summer just gone, United fans were delirious because Ronaldo was returning, and they're paying him an absolute fortune, by the way. So whether that was the right decision or not, a lot of fans loved that, and he's delivered some good moments as well. You are going to get emails, if you're a United fan, asking you if you want corporate hospitality, if you want to go in a box, if you want a £3,000 box or a £150 three-course dinner or whatever. That happens at every single football club. So I think that's just a change in the way football clubs operate in order to make money. So I'm not really sure United deserve criticism for that. The fact is, the owners need to put a football person in place because they're making some shocking decisions. I would probably include the Ronaldo signing in that, by the way. Quick one from Michael, who's a United fan. What do you want to say, Michael?
Hi, Adrian. Hi, Andy. Good to hear you guys back on Drive again. How are we doing?
Yeah,
good,
all good,
Michael,
mate.
thanks.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, it's just, it's mainly to do with Ranić, to be honest. I've seen there's been loads of stuff on social media and loads of people who are absolutely blasting Ranić for the Man United performance on Friday or wherever it was. And to be honest, you've got a team that in the first half alone had about 5 chances which should have been buried. I mean, the game should have been finished by half-time.
Yeah.
Then got the second half, where they had a few chances, and it should have been, realistically, it could have been 5-6-0. I mean, by the point, if they had scored their chances, you'd have Middlesbrough, who are obviously trying to chase the game, and it would have been well over. And I think that he's getting treated pretty harshly by it. And in terms of actually, the running of the club, echoing a lot of the statements of the previous caller as well, there just doesn't seem to be a connect between the two. I mean, you had the Glazers at the start of the season speaking about how, they were wanting to be a part of everything and speaking to all the fan base and everything after what happened with the Super League. And it just doesn't show anything coming to fruition at all. I mean, it's just mind-boggling that a team as big as Man United can't seem to have the basics of a club like, say, a Leicester or, someone like that. You look at how they're run, and even when they won the FA Cup, you've got the chairman coming down on the pitch, and you could never in a million years imagine that happening with United nowadays.
There's so much wrong.
Good point, Michael.
Absolutely, yeah. And Rangnick he's in a strange position, isn't he? I mean, it's a very odd situation.
I don't know what position, but I don't know what position he's allowed to get.
But that's
allowed
because
himself to get into.
They've not got somebody making good decisions there, have they?
Why don't you'd have thought there'd have been genuine clarity? Maybe there is, and I haven't heard it or I can't see it. But you'd have thought there'd have been real clarity around his position. I'm here until the summer. At that point, I'm going to step back. I'm going upstairs. I will appoint the next manager for the club. That's what I'm about to do over the next 6 to 12 months, whatever. Some clarity, as opposed to all this. Everyone's guessing every 5 minutes about, is Ralph staying or is he going? Is he here for the long haul or is he just here? Is he going to be gone in 20 games' time? Nobody knows nothing, and I find that bewildering, because I tell you what it does do. It's like Watford. We were talking about Watford the other week. I think the appointment of Roy for Watford is a really good one, because you've got someone to lay down just a few principles and a few rules out there on the field. Just something that...
He's got authority.
Because he's got a bit of authority, of course he has. From all the years he's been in the game, and he does things his own way, his way, and so it's going to be my way or the highway for whatever. But at United, all the players probably must be looking at Ralph, listening to Ralph and thinking, how long are you here for?
Yeah.